Yo, what's good? Prince Sports here. Drink the coffee and make you feel better. Before I even get started, I want to say salute to TJ Gaming. All right, Zach from Canada. Now, we had a little bet. If the Boston Celtics was to win the championship, I would have to come on here and admit that he was right. Well, guess what? He was right. I was wrong. I did not pick the Boston Celtics to even win a championship, let alone to get to the finals, right? I thought Milwaukee would beat them. So I was wrong. And Zach was right. Okay? As simple as that. Good guy, made a good bet. He comes up on a winning end. I come up on a losing end. All right, so hell, I'm gonna be promoting and giving him his praise on at least the next two videos outside of this as well. All right, but let me move on to the topic now. Jaylen Brown has won Finals MVP over Jason Tatum. It got to a point when people were saying Jason Tatum, he's a role player. Now, pump the brakes. We all know Jason Tatum is not a role player. But it got that bad because people don't look at him as even the best player on his own team, let alone even being called a superstar, because he was called that. Now, I know what you may be thinking. He's not a superstar. He's just an all-star. Everybody's called a superstar these days, right? Because it's more convenient just to say the word superstar when guys aren't actually superstars. But here's the thing. On paper, Jason Tatum fits the criteria of a superstar, but he could be the exception to the rule that really isn't a superstar, a guy that just playing on a good basketball team that happens to be an all-star himself, maybe a best fit for a second option. That could be him. Now, the second thing about it is you're going to say Jason Tatum only cares about winning. Jason Tatum don't care about winning Finals MVP. Trust me. Any guy that's looked upon as a franchise player of the team, supposed to be the best player on the team and a top 10 player, has something called an ego. All right? Nobody wants to be viewed as the second option. You want to compete so you could try to be the first option. And when it's handed to you and you're looked upon as the first option, you want that Finals MVP. You could tell the look on his face when Jaylen Brown won that Finals MVP that he was a little upset. Rightfully so, because you didn't play to the best of your ability. But this has been numerous times where Jaylen Brown has been outplaying you. Don't let him steal the team away from you, if that's the point. Don't become a second option. If you become a second option on this team, you get downgraded, right, to a sidekick level. And winning Finals MVP ain't the be-all, say-all, right? But it is the grandest stage of them all. And you have to win that award to be even looked upon as like the best player on your team consistently, because you have to perform on the biggest stage there is. There's no excuse for you being the best player on your team and not performing. Okay? You can have a bad game or two, but you cannot get outperformed in the whole NBA Finals. Period. All right, you have to win that award consistently, and you have to win that award to even be looked upon as the best player on your team consistently for a lot of people. All right, so that award does have some meaning because all the greats before you have taken that award seriously. All right, they know this stamps me as best player on the team. Right? But this also stamps me as the guy that performed on the biggest stage there is, at the highest level on the winning team. And Jason Tatum, you're lacking that, right? Even a guy like Paul Pierce has got Finals MVP when he finally won, because you have a lot in common with Paul Pierce. You're tied 1-1. So in order for you to do that, come up short and not have a Finals MVP when Paul Pierce does, that hurts your career a little bit. Now, you guys are going to be title contenders for years to come. And you're playing in the East, so your biggest competition, you skip past this year. Maybe next year you actually get to play against the Miami Heat, which is your Achilles heel, and play against the Milwaukee Bucks. Not saying you can't beat these teams, because you have beaten them, but they have beaten you too. So let's make that fair. But nevertheless, Congratulations to Jaylen Brown. You won the MVP, rightfully deserved. And you may be the franchise player of this team in the future, not Jason Tatum. And again, TJ Gaming, Zach, you was right. I don't know why you picked the Boston Celtics, but you had a hunch. You was right, And hey, if this brother ever decides to upload some content about the Boston Celtics, hey, you know where to go to. You got to give him a ring. He was Nostradamus. He predicted the future. Okay, he was right. Sports out. Drink the coffee and make you feel better. Peace.